what initially drew you to the carnivore diet, and how did you navigate the myths that surrounded it? And the initial phase that drew me to it is that I was really overweight. I was about 100 kilos, and I'm 179 centimeters long. So that is quite, I didn't exercise as well. So, and I got 7 kids. So it's something that, it was quite hard for me at the time to see a picture. It was one picture last Christmas that made me turn the table, and I felt that I can't go on like this anymore. I need to do something. So my wife and I talked about it, and another friend had talked about the carnivore diet for maybe years, and finally we did. Under the carnivore month, we said that we should do it for 1 month, and I started initially feel really good, and everything started to feel, I felt more energetic from the start, and everything was not, I should say, it was smooth from the start with the carnivore diet, but for my wife it was a real struggle. So she wasn't, at the moment, the first initially 2 weeks was a pain for her. So, and that was something that we went together, and we said that we start this at the month of January, and we start to do it the first month, and just before the January end, everything turned for my wife as well. So everything started to feel more energetic for her as well. So we started to say that we do it for 90 days. So then in March, we do a new evaluation, we talk about it and do a new renew if we should continue or if we should end. And that was the initial launch for us, because we was overweight. Both of us was really overweight, and we wanted to lose some kilos of our bodies, because we were really overweight, obese, to say. And the myth surrounded by it was, it's hard, because you have read a lot about it, that you only eat meat, and it's hard to only eat fat, and it isn't so pleasing to do that. And that was a myth that was debunked real fast for me, because I felt more free in what I ate, and I felt more free with everything that was surrounded by the food in the carnivore diet. It was much easier for me to eat. I didn't have so many options, and every time I ate, we said that we should eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner all the time, and I felt more energetic. So the myth surrounded the carnivore diet was something that I felt was something that was debunked from the start, because everything was so amazing, and the weight just fell off, and it was something that I really enjoyed from the start. So I really enjoyed it, and I these 10 months of the carnivore diet has been so fantastic for me. So I probably will never go back to a standard American diet, let's just say. So I really enjoy it. And when it comes to the myth about nutrition deficiency, how do you ensure you're getting all the necessary vitamins and minerals without fruits or vegetables? And I'm not really sure about that, if it I'm missing so much, because if it was something that I need to have in my body, then probably I wouldn't be able to do it for 10 months. Then I would have been hospitalized, what's the word for it? Yeah, so that's not an issue for me on the carnivore diet, to not have vitamins, because many forget that in meat it is a lot of vitamins that you get from the meat itself. It got zinc, it got C vitamin. The only thing that you'd lack on the carnivore diet is the so-called fiber. And the fiber is something that we can discuss if that is something that is necessary or isn't it necessary. When you talk about the fibers, that is the most necessary thing in the whole world to lose weight. And when it talks about it, that are on the carnivore diet, that has been for years and years, that haven't got any problems with this diet. So, and for me, I'm not that huge fan of either fruits or vegetables. So for me, it's kind of easy to only eat fats and meats, because I love both. And I started with more kind of sauces to my meat, but now I'm eating mostly just butter, because it tastes better and you get off of that seed oil that maybe it isn't so good, but I'm not liking the taste of that as well, because butter is better. It tastes better, in my opinion. So I like that better. And now I've started to freeze small cubes of all the butter and put them in the freezer, obviously, and I really enjoy the taste of that, because it gets quite crunchy and it tastes it becomes a little bit like an ice cream. So I really enjoy that. So fruits and vegetables isn't a problem for me at all on the carnivore diet. And the third myth about this is that you mentioned that critics claim fiber is essential for digestion, but many people on the carnivore diet report improved gut health. Can you expand on why fiber might not be as crucial as we think? I'm not an expert, I should say, about that, so I don't know exactly what's happened in the body when you eat fiber and when you're not doing it. But I can only talk for myself, and I can feel that my gut is much better. I don't need to go up to 3 times a day on the toilet, and I don't need to go as much. So that is something that is really nice, because I'm not in need of going to the toilet as often as before. So that is something that is really great. So my gut health has really improved on the carnivore diet, because everything is, it's much calmer, and I'm not so gassy I'm not having the same issues with my stomach, and don't have and it's not called gases, but I don't have so many issues with my stomach anymore. It's calm, and between the meals I don't get that eager after a meal that your whole system is collapsing. So that is something that isn't a problem anymore as well. So that is great. So for me, the whole fiber issue isn't an issue at all, because I feel that the other way that the carnivore diet has really improved my gut health. And before, on the American standard diet, I feel that the gut health was much, much worse. And I was more obese on that diet, so that is something that is an improvement and something that is debunked for me, because I don't feel that fiber is an issue for me at all. The carnivore diet is often called restrictive. How has this precision changed for you? And what has been the most surprising aspect of sticking to it long term? And I should say that the restrictive part is something that is the best part of the carnivore diet, because that is something that is so simple that you don't need to choose. You don't need to choose what to eat with that meat. If you, for instance, eat ground beef, you can eat ground beef with a lot of variations. You can season it in many different ways. I have started to add cream cheese to it lately, and that is something that adds up to the taste and to the spices and how it feels. For lunch today, I did ground beef, mixed in some taco spices without any sugar, and I felt that was something that really was so enjoyable to eat. Just so simple, just the ground beef, some spices and cream cheese, and yeah, it was a really good lunch, and I ate it for dinner as well, so that was a great thing. So for me, I don't mind that it is in that way restrictive, or that this could be something that it's hard for me to stick to long term, because it's really easy to do it, because you have limited amount of options on the carnivore diet. On the standard American diet, you have multiple times of options, and you eat all the time, and you are constantly hungry. So that is something that it is a huge difference, and something that is so much better. And the fifth part is, can you share a personal experience where you had to adjust socially or when dining out during the diet? How do you manage those situations? And that is something that has been a struggle for this diet, because we said that when we are on birthday parties, we allow us that we should eat cake, and that we should be able to function as normal as the other people, and don't be a roadblock. And that is something that has been easier to go on every birthday party, because no one is questioning anything. You don't have to stand up for anything and explain yourself. So that has been an easy part, because we have said it isn't that many birthday parties in a year. If you eat a little bit as these initial stages of the carnival diet, we felt that it wasn't that much of a big difference. So that is something that we haven't managed to been able to do something differently in those situations. So we have lived as normal. We haven't done any tough decisions to stand up for our diet in this stage. But we have gotten a lot of questions from family members that have asked us, what have we done? Why have we lost weight so fast? But that is a different story. And what would you say to someone who lives the carnivore diet is just a fad. How do you see it standing the test of time compared to other diet trends? I don't believe that this diet is a fad. I believe this diet is something that more and more people will start eating. Will start eating more meat and will starting to feel the benefits of the whole diet, because it is something that is so powerful and so energetic to eat the carnivore diet and eat those simple meals. And I believe that many more people will open their eyes to this and start eating more fats, more meat, because I'm starting to hear so many success stories that is so unbelievable. So I believe that more people will understand this and more people will see the power of this by just eating more simplistic and not be worried about the ups and downs in insulin levels that are spiking through the roof and taking you to a dark valleys through the days. And so I believe that many more will open their eyes and see that this isn't just a fad. This is something that is here to stay. And so that is something that more and more will see and feel and try. And the cholesterol and heart disease are common concerns. How do you approach the science behind this myth? And what do your own health markers look like after following the carnivore diet? And I will say that I am not a doctor. I'm not an expert in any kind of way. I'm not that. I've not had that title at all, so I shouldn't start talking about things about measurements, but I can talk about what has happened to me. And for me, everything has been better because I lost weight. I feel more energetic, and I have in April I got an health. And I have checked my health, and everything looked great in that sense, and everything looked better than for 2 years I did it. So everything has been for me better in every kind of way. And then before I started the carnivore diet, because I had bad markers of cholesterol in the blood, cholesterol that was on the bad cholesterol, as they say, but that was something that was better when I tested myself in April, and I will do another test I'm not sure when, but in the near future I will check again, because it's so interesting to see if everything will come and looks better when I have eaten this diet for a longer period of time. And I'm not worried at all about high cholesterol, because I feel more energetic and don't feel any concerns about that, because I feel that fat food and meat is something that is better than being obese and eating foods that don't make you feel good or happy. People often assume that high-fat diets leads to weight gain. In your experience, how does the carnivore diet actually affect weight management, and what results have you seen? That high fat is something that will make you gain weight is so untrue, because that is something that helps you lose weight instead. Because if you think about it, you can eat if we will compete against each other, and you have 1 kilo of pasta and I have 1 kilo of butter, you will be able to eat all that pasta within an hour. And if I have 1 kilo of butter, I will not be able to eat all that butter, because my stomach and everything inside me will make me to stop, because I won't be able to eat that much. And so that is the reason why you can't eat as much fat as you can eat carbs. That is just a fact, because it's not possible to eat as much carb. You cannot eat as much fat as you can eat carbs. So in that way, if we should talk about fat, it's not possible to eat fat, so you will gain weight in that sense. And then you will get more fulfilled and you feel more satisfied when you eat a lot of fat in your food, because that is something that keeps you fuller for a longer period of time. And the fat is something that helps you to keep your insulin levels low and helps you to be much more energetic over a long period of time. You will get more energy from the food that you're eating, and you don't need to eat as much. Don't need to have breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and another snack, and dinner and a snack, and you don't need to do that, because you can eat only breakfast, lunch, and dinner and be satisfied throughout the day. And you can even skip, for instance, breakfast and just eat lunch and dinner and just be satisfied in that day and don't feel that you are missing out on anything or any energy at all. So that is something that I'm not worried about at all. And my own results is that I've almost lost 20 kilos, and I feel more energetic, and I can play with my kids in other ways that I could. Just 10 months ago, I feel more energetic to do stuff with them more now than I have ever done before. So that is a huge driver for me, that I can be a husband to my wife and be able to be a dad for my kids that are more energetic and more able to be here and now. I have a long way to go with everything to heal my body from being so obese for so long, for a long period of time. So I have a long time to go. So I can just be patient and continue with this. How do you think the simplicity of the carnivore diet influences people's ability to stick with it, especially compared to more complex diet that requires tracking macros or calories? Yeah, but the simplicity part is something that isn't for everyone. I shouldn't lie about that, because that is something that could be an issue. My wife has gotten problems with that because she feels that it's too simplistic. It's too. She wants to eat other things as well. So for her, it has been an issue with the simplicity. For me, I don't mind if I eat the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It doesn't mind me at all. It doesn't matter for me at all. So for me, it isn't an issue to stick with it for a long period of time. The only thing that I feel is that I eat too little of fats, so I started to eat more butter, and have been able to feel more satisfied. So that has been an issue for me, to that I have not eaten so much fat. So that is something that you need to gain. You need to help your own body and your digestion to help it to eat more fats to feel satisfied. So that is something that I'm working with. I haven't done it for long, but I feel that the positive changes has been so many more than the negative downsides of losing things that you liked before, but isn't that good when you taste them afterwards. As more research comes out, how do you see the carnivore diet evolving in terms of acceptance and mainstream understanding? What do you think will change in the next few years? Yeah, I believe that that is something that is going to be more accepted to people to eat more meat and cut down on carbs, I believe, and increase the amount of fats that you're eating from butter or from the meat part itself, that you eat the fat parts of. And so that is something that I believe more and more us are getting more acceptance on. And because we see that a lot of vegan people that starting to eat, just flip the coin and change side, so to say, and they are just becoming, they are feeling alive again when they're starting to eat more meats, more fats, and things like that. Because it's a different kind of world to eat a vegan diet than carnivore diet, because it's different belief systems. Because in vegan we eat a lot of more vegetables, and you don't eat meat at all, and it's the opposite with the carnivore diet, obviously. So that is something that I believe more and more people will do. They would start eating more like this and eat more. And they will try, and they will eat, and they will feel the benefits of the whole carnivore diet. So that is something that will change in the next few years. And I believe that more and more people will accepting this, and it's going to be more mainstream than it has been. Because it's a lot of myths about it, that it's so hard, and the most part I hear is that it's so expensive, but I'm not sure that it is so much more expensive. It depends on what you eat. If you're only eating the finest cuts of meats, of course it's going to be more expensive than if you are eating the more cheaper meat parts. Like if you take an expensive beef part, or if you take, for instance, ground beef, that is something that will satisfy you for hours. So it doesn't matter if you are eating that, and if you think about it, if you're eating more expensive parts, many people that are eating the American standard diet are eating a lot of whey protein, a lot of expensive things to supplements and that you don't need in the same way in the carnivore diet. So if you add up everything that you have on the American standard diet, you need to do instead, I don't believe that the carnivore diet is more expensive. Maybe it's even cheaper than having that diet. And if you're interested in watching more of these videos, click the video on screen, and I see you over there.